Good morning, everyone. Hey, it's a special edition of Bowling with the Pfeff here. We are live with the Sparetime Entertainment Spring Tournament Preview Show. Sparetime Entertainment is a center in Owatonna, Minnesota, that is hosting a half a dozen events even before the summer starts, which is really cool. That many events in one center, and we're going to talk with the gentleman who's behind all this and kind of get a play-by-play on what each one is about and the formats and what you need to do to enter. So we'll get to that in just a second. I do want to remind you that Bowling with the Pfeff is brought to you by Chip Magnet Salsa, which you can find in grocery stores in 38 states and Canada, or online at chipmagnetsalsa.com. Where you can enter in this promo code BWTF2024, get a special deal, 25% off your purchase of $30 or more with no limit. Chip Magnet, raise your snack standards. So as we go through these events, just a reminder that all of these events are at Sparetime Entertainment Center, which is at 333 18th Street Southeast in Owatonna, Minnesota. It's a really convenient location when you're talking about out-of-town tournaments for folks from Northern Iowa, the Twin Cities of Minnesota, Rochester, Minnesota, Albert Lee, even here in Eau Claire, where I'm based. It's only about a 2-hour drive, and it's a nice, easy drive. And like I said, certainly a tremendous center that is run by some fine folks, including the one we're about to hear from right here. You know, so many great events, of course, during the course of a bowling season, but to have so many in one center comes from the hard work and preparation of Al Houston. And he is here joining us to go through these great events. Al, welcome to the show. Why don't you start out by kind of giving us the backstory, how you got to Sparetime, some of the other work you've done in the industry, and why you're putting on all these great events all at one, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, it all kind of started obviously from being in Rochester, and I started running just a couple small sweepers, and the support I got right away when I was running them kind of helped build my confidence up right away, and I found out I just really enjoyed it. For me, running a tournament's just as much about the atmosphere and the stage you're setting, and just kind of I like having that social competitive gathering. So that's what a lot of people. The reason why they go bowl tournaments. Not everybody's going out to get rich or anything. They're just going out and they're getting together and they're bowling. So as I got into Sparetime, Terry Hodge, she's kind of the one that brought me in, and she gave me kind of the confidence and the green light right away. And then Corey Miller, he's my general manager out at Sparetime. He just had a lot of trust in me right away, and we kind of hit the ground running right away. And before you know it, they're like, "Who's this guy that has 60 bowlers that's been here for 3 months in our venue?" Here I was last year. I was running our toughest nails tournament last year. And I had some success. I'm not obviously the holiday match games is a tournament that's been going on for a long time that Tony Condon runs, but the youth holiday match games is kind of something I built. But I kind of help them with the match games, and we kind of worked on finding some added money and some sponsors and little this, little of that. And before you know it, the numbers are going up again. And I've had success running the Dino Open. We started up that way up north and kind of brought that back south this year. So like I said, I had success in some various events. So when I transitioned to Owatonna, it's kind of one of those things I wanted to do right away. I was like, obviously at a venue like that, there's a lot of moving parts and a lot of different things we do, and we have a lot of Christmas parties. So we can't really do a whole lot, I would say, from November really into February, just because you'd be surprised the amount of Christmas parties and birthday parties. And, like just for example, like they recreate that venue every day. Like on the Friday before St. Patty's Day, we tear down the whole bowling alley and we bring a band in, and Johnny Holmes is playing all night. So there's a lot of cool different things they do. So the first thing I did is I kind of went through the schedule and I found a couple of open dates, and I just said, Al's running a tournament this day. Al's running a tournament this day. And then I kind of developed them from there.
Yeah. So I also want to kind of set the stage here as far as the venue is concerned. Sparetime is a great center Typically, when you find a center in a smaller city, you might be kind of cramped for space. You might be missing amenities here and there. Certainly not the case there. It's a beautiful center, nice and clean, plenty of room. From the settee area on back into the concourse. Tell us about Spare Time. What can we expect when we get there, and what's the ambiance like?
Yeah, it's kind of cool because it's, most people strictly just go in and they bowl and they leave, or, spare time's just a little bit different. We have the full restaurant. We have the full entertainment venue. We have a bar on the bowling side, and we have a bar. Well, the bar on the bowling side is kind of new, but then we have a bar in the restaurant too. That place itself, they do over $500,000 a year in just catering, like weddings, just oddball events, Christmas parties. They do it on site and off site. So there's a lot of different things they can do there. So it's really been fun. I think that's kind of my favorite part is honestly is working as a building together on it. We have great staff all around. Michelle's our bar manager, and she keeps that place staffed and keeps it going, and we have a good team together. So I'm very grateful for the way they let me, you know, like I said, not everybody goes in and is going to bowl good. Why not have a good meal while you do it?
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's a fantastic place for family entertainment, and it's really gained that reputation of being a fantastic place for competitive bowling, thanks to the fostering from Terry and yourself. So let's get into kind of the details of these events. Like I said, you've got a half dozen of them coming, before summer even, in a lot of centers. You may not find one or two in that time span. You get started tomorrow. Tomorrow there's Al's Tough as Nails Tough Format Tournament. 9 a.m. check-in, 10 a.m. start. Al, tell us what this is about and why it's so tough as nails.
Well, I mostly, it's a lot of fun for me because I just stand back and watch these guys. I don't know why they sign up. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I feel like in today's bowling, I think people like scoring well, but they also like the challenge of some other oddball formats. This tournament's kind of one of those ones I came up with in my head late at night. I call it the Terry Haas syndrome. It's like you go to bed, you lay down, and you can't turn your brain off. And as I was coming up with ideas for tournaments, this is something like this kind of popped up in my head, and here we are. It's basically you got two balls. There's no spare ball. There's no urethane. There's no urethane like balls. Yeah, there's the rules right there. So the only thing we are allowing this year is the new blue hammer because it is technically recognized as a non-urethane ball. I kind of went back and forth on that one, but sometimes I bring in Briley and get his input a little bit, and that's kind of what we came up with. But yeah, it's dual pattern. Both of them are between the 2 and 3 and 1 ratio. I figured if I'm limited them on balls, I better not do 1-to-1 ratio patterns. Yeah, basically you bowl 5 games. It's a 2-game single elimination bracket. We'll take 12 or 16. It's kind of fun. So last year, Justin Prino won the event. He beat Chad Nelson, which local celebrity in Owatonna. It was a non-chop match, and last year he won it bowling one-handed. Now since then he had changed to two-handed, and I asked him if he was going to bowl one-handed or two-handed, and he said he was coming out of one-handed retirement for this event. Wow. So that's something I did learn about. I talked to Justin about, but yeah. I think it took about 180 to make the cut last year, averaging 180. I think I had maybe one or two guys like even, and they're like right at even. It wasn't like they were up much, but then it's a 2-game match, so you get a little bit of a chance to come back. Yeah. It's there's a few people that might be drowning their sorrows away, but I think for the most part, hey, a lot of people are coming back, so they must have had fun last year. And the one thing I am excited to see is we got a lot more of the local people in the area showing up. We got more Albert Lee guys and Faribault guys and stuff like that. So I'm gonna give somebody that wants to bowl a scratch tournament with a little bit of a cheaper entry fee something to do.
Yeah, $60 to get in. Like I said, it is tomorrow, so that kind of begs the question. Can people walk in? Is there room for additional entries?
I have a little bit of room for walk-ins. I always prefer a message. My big thing is, we got 18 lanes. Usually what I do is I take 64. I like to build in a breakdown pair. It's not
Okay.
something that should happen or we don't want to happen, but I just think we're better off doing it that route.
Yeah.
We do got older A2s, so that's one thing that I kind of factor into it also.
Okay.
Um, if anybody is asking though, Jake Bedard's been blowing my phone up the last day and asking me all sorts of questions. It's his first time bowling in the venue. The short is going to be on the left lane. The long is going to be on the right lane. We use Infinity Oil. We have HPL lane panels. So if anybody's wondering, besides Jake Bedard, that's a little bit of education about our venue when you get
Yeah.
ready to come in tomorrow. That stuff doesn't make a difference for me.
Right. But people have that question, and it's good to know those answers ahead of time,
Yeah, yeah.
especially with a couple open spots. You're not sure who you're going to
Yep.
get or
And
what
we'll
they're,
have
know.
yeah, you can just send me a message at my email or I take a lot of Facebook messages, honestly.
Yeah.
That works out pretty well for me
That
too.
that one work?
If you got any questions, shoot away. I like to talk about bowling anyways, so
Yeah.
you can reach out to me. Tomorrow myself and Mark Hill will be on. Mark's kind of the computer guru. I just put him on there. He's good with all the spreadsheets and stuff. I'm just a pretty face that walks around and grabs the score sheets.
And it works really, really well. That's another thing I don't want to get lost on this is the scores are updated really fast. You could see that at the Champions Pro Shop Open. I mean, it ran super smooth, and that's a credit to you guys at the center.
Yeah, I like to get them out right away, and that's why we got our page. I try to put
Yeah,
everybody into our page, and if you give our spare time tournament, leagues, and events page a like, you'll be able to follow the scores for tomorrow also.
yeah, for
And
sure.
for anybody coming in, we do got specials and all that kind of fun stuff too. So we got featured food items. So we kind of, like I said, we tie the whole venue in together.
Cool. Well, after that, if you can't make it tomorrow, we know that's kind of a quick turnaround for people learning about this stuff right now. There is a great event coming up on St. Patrick's Day, a crazy no tap Baker doubles tournament on, of course, Sunday, March 17th, St. Patrick's Day. It looks like this one has a shorter format in it.
Yeah, this is one of those Terry Hoff format. It's more. This is like the local fun. Just come and hang out and bowl a little bit. It's a couple hours. You're in and out. Good way to start your St. Patty's Day. It's kind of got some wacky things. There's not really a prize fund for it. We're just giving out prizes, so all ages are welcome. You can be a youth bowler, you can be an adult bowler. You don't need to be sanctioned. You don't need to be good. Just bring a loved one or bring a friend. We don't even care if you have your own bowling ball. Honestly, just come in and just have some fun. So yeah, it's Baker style. It's 2 games. You get flighted. You bowl 2 more games. So it's pretty quick, but it's just a fun one.
Yeah. And it sounds like, a great opportunity to kind of dip your toe in. If you're not, a huge competitive bowler or have done this a ton, this is a great opportunity at a reasonable cost, short format,
Yeah.
and a fun, thing. You got a best dressed award in here too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yep, Terry's thinks outside the box sometimes. So I think yeah, we just want a fun environment. That's all we want.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
like I said, it doesn't matter if you bowl or not, come and hang out.
Yeah, nothing says fun like St. Patrick's Day, that's for
Yeah.
sure. So then we move on to the March Madness Big Bracket Bowling Tournament. This one is on Sunday, March 24th, during, I guess, what you could call the height of the NCAA basketball tournament. But we have a bowling spin here. Tell us about this format. What should we know coming in here?
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what I based it off of is March Madness. Here I am laying in my bed at night with probably a million ideas, and I always think about what can I do to get people in my building,
Yeah. Hmm.
and what can I do that's different. I feel like, I mean, that's a lot of it is what can I do that's different that's going to attract people, and ding, 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 my brain goes off. I'm like, you know what? I think this would be pretty cool because I do think, and if you think about the professional sports landscape, I think March Madness is such a unique event where not a lot of people actually follow college. I mean, a lot of people follow college basketball all year, but everybody watches the March Madness bracket.
Yeah.
They love the upsets, and so I kind of put my spin on it. I bring it in, and the first thing I did is I kind of brought up the schedule for the NCAA bracket, and I tried to find where the first week was, and I put it on the first week of it. So like the first week's when the most upsets happen, So it'll be in the second round of it. So basically, that day will be the second day of people making it to the Sweet 16, and we're just gonna put it on all the TVs. We made the entry fee just a little bit cheaper. We got a little bit of handicap for it, but I mean, if you look at the field, it's a pretty darn tough field. Everybody bowls, everybody makes the cut. We're gonna have 8 on a pair, and what's gonna happen is after your 3 games, I mean, we got kind of like a built-in hour break almost because it's gonna take us a little time to prep it.
Sure.
And the high seed, low seed, they'll be playing each other, and anybody has the opportunity to lose the first round, and I think people are kind of enticed by that. Anybody can make it, anybody gets to play somebody good.
Yeah.
So I had a lot of that just coming up with that idea, and I've had this tournament filled for over 2 months, for the most part with a waiting list. So clearly, people are interested in it.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to it because what we're doing is we're kind of, if you look at the NCAA bracket, they get broken down into regions. And what I'm doing is after qualifying, I'm going to print the sheet out. If you're the 1, 2, 3, or 4 qualifier, you're a 1 seed, right?
Yep.
So I'm going to have 4 regions. And what's going to happen is you're going to get drawn into that region. So every region's going to have basically a seed of each one. And so if you're the 5th to 8th qualifier, you'll be a 2 seed, right? So you might not be the first bowler playing the 64th bowler, but you'll be playing somebody from 64 to 60. So, and what we're doing is I'm announcing this right now. I've been doing a lot of thinking about this, but I'm naming the regions after Owatonna USPCA Hall of Famers. These are guys that are in our Hall of Fame that grew up in Owatonna or came to Owatonna and bowled a long tenure. So I'm going to start off. Our first region is going to be named the Nelson region. I think we can all know who that's named after. And now all 4 of these guys are also Minnesota State Hall of Famers, just so we know. The second one's going to be the Stotts region. Now, not a lot of people are familiar with Gary Stotts if you're outside of Owatonna, and I've actually never met the guy. But what this guy did to the Owatonna community to build it up, I mean, he was the proprietor for a lot of years, and he's actually one of the founding fathers of high school bowling too in Minnesota. So he's just a guy that's got a really big footprint in Owatonna. That's also a Minnesota State Hall of Famer. So I went with him. I did go with Bach region. Dan is somebody I looked up to growing up my whole life. He's won a singles eagle. He's a CBA Hall of Famer. Like I said, he's a Minnesota State Hall of Famer. He's an Owatonna Hall of Famer. And the last region I got is the Langer region, and that'll be after Dan Langer. He is the most recent inductee into the Minnesota State Hall of Fame for superior performance. Or not superior, yeah, 2 years ago. Sorry, 2 years ago. And another guy, lots of 300s, lots of 800s, just a big footprint in the area. So I'm looking forward to that. It's gonna be a lot of moving parts. It's one of those days I got the full staff on. We actually got some meetings coming up in the next week or two with me and my staff just to exactly how it's gonna operate because it's gonna be. I think it's one of those things. Once you get it dialed in, it'll be easy to do every year.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's something I'm really looking forward to. It's something kind of another unique one, and yeah, I'm pretty excited for it.
I think that's really cool. Being a big college basketball guy, along with a bowling guy, it's cool to see that marriage between the two. And it's great to see that, recognition given to those great bowlers. We talk about a lot of different areas on this show and things like that, but Owatonna has always had that great history of top-notch competitive bowlers, especially when you compare Owatonna to other cities of its size. So it's cool that you're kind of taking that step to give those guys some recognition.
Yeah, no, it's something I'm super. I never really asked them for permission, so I hope everyone's okay with it. But yeah,
yeah, cool.
Yeah, and the one other cool thing about that is, have you ever filled out a March Madness bracket before?
Yep.
So I'm doing that with the bowlers. So $10, turn it into the counter. I'm gonna have. I mean, that's why one of the reasons we're taking a break. You fill out it. You can fill the sheet out, and after the tournament, within a week you'll be getting your money back. So, or
Oh,
whoever
cool.
wins. So yeah,
Whoever
something
wins, yeah.
another unique thing we're doing. So yeah.
Oh, that's neat. Yeah. So from there, we go to the Briley's Pick Your Poison bowling tournament on Saturday, April 13th. Briley, of course, the Champions Pro Shop operator, right there at the center. What should we know about this one coming in?
You know, this is a probably hot idea, you know. So obviously I saw his first thing I did is I put his name on the flyer. Basically you come in, you bowl 5 games. The big thing is the catch is whoever the top seed is, it gets to pick whoever he wants to bowl, and we kind of go down the ladder. And what I did last year is I called the people that made the cut. I brought them all out to the lane approaches. I had my microphone, and I kind of started. I think Zach Andreessen was the high qualifier that year, anyways, and he picked who he was playing, and we just kind of went down the list. And so it's kind of a show too, you know. And then, yeah, then they go through the bracket after that. So last year Zach won. Uh, let's see, I'm trying to remember who he beat actually. I think I can't remember if it was Ryan Burr or anyways, yeah, Zach ended up winning. Actually, I'm lying. I can't believe I forgot this. He beat his girlfriend, Brooke Salzman. That's
Oh,
what happened.
okay.
Yep, yep. He beat.
Yeah.
I should have known that right away because he strategically picked his opponent so he wouldn't have to play her till the finals. And she
Ah,
happened to win all our matches too. What a good boyfriend.
okay. Yeah. No, and they're both tremendous bowlers.
Well, yeah,
We saw that in the holiday match games. So there's no surprise
yeah, oh,
there
yeah, yeah.
to have
No,
them
not at
among the
all.
best in this event too. When you say it's a sport pattern, what what does that mean for maybe people who haven't bowled your events before or aren't really up on that kind of thing?
Yeah, when I use the term sport, everyone kind of has their own definition of sport and challenge. To me, it's like a 1-to-1 to about a 1-to-3 ratio pattern.
Okay.
What I'm using this year, this is one that I always like to use a USBC Open Championships pattern for. It's just we're in the heat of that, you know. So some
Yeah.
people either they just got back or they're getting ready to go there, so they're getting some games on it because they can, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of the pattern I use for that one. Like the March Madness, that'll be more of a challenge pattern because I'm not trying. I mean, I want that one to be a little higher scoring, you know.
Sure.
Won't be the house pattern, but you know, you got your 6 to 7 to 1 ratio patterns that might make you play a little bit different than you're used to. You know, you got to play it. I mean, it's still gettable, obviously. You know, the
Yeah.
scores will be high. You know, so
Hmm.
yep,
Sure.
yep.
Yeah. So from there, we move on to April 20th and our fundraising tournament, which is an actual fundraiser.
Yeah, it's a fundraising tournament for our basically it's for a youth program, for a high school program. Now this is a fundraiser tournament for our youth program ran by our youth program, right? So
Okay.
what we do is they come in and you know, I worked with them the day before and last year a couple of those will be coming back so I won't have to work with them as much, but one of them goes on the laptop, one of them goes around and grabs scores. I put one of them on the microphone last year. So they're you know they run the show because it's for them. You know,
Yeah.
it's handicapped. It's only $50. I think 30 of it goes to the fundraising tournament. So there still is a small prize fund. Us as spare time, we just donate the lionage. We don't take anything. So
Oh,
come
cool.
and eat food and have drinks. You know.
Hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, to set up an event like this, for the kids, run by the kids, has got to be special for them too. Is there a way to, kind of put into words or tell us, what their involvement in the sport means to those of you
Well,
working at the
that's kind
center?
of that's kind of where it comes from. Is you know we want to grow our youth program. We want to make sure these kids are getting opportunities, but it's good for them to learn that kind of side of stuff too, because it's not all bowling. There's a lot
Yeah.
of opportunity in the bowling industry, you know, if you want to do it. So being able to come in and learn the software or learn how to communicate with a bowler, or you know, just being in that environment's fun for them too. You know, and
Yeah.
it's rewarding and it's part of the growth of bowling. You know.
Yeah. For sure. So again, this is one where you have a top five step ladder.
Yeah,
So
this one's
yeah,
pretty straightforward. Top 5 make it. Last year, Eric Belfie won it. He's just a local bowler. He's a 180 guy and got hot. I think he was
Yeah.
working at Spare Time at the time.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So it goes to show, you don't have to average 220 to
Yep.
win one of these things. There's plenty of opportunity for a lot of different types of players. Your last event in the spring is the Al's Baker Doubles, and that's got to be pretty special for you to, kind of put your name up top there, right?
I just don't have a title sponsor yet. So if somebody wants to be a title
Okay.
sponsor, I'll gladly take my name off and
There you
it'll be whatever's Baker doubles. I'll gladly do it.
go.
But this is one of those. It's just a doubles event. I mean, it's a little more straightforward. It's a dual pattern. I don't do it so drastic where it's super long, super short. I'll probably do like a 38 feet one and a 42 feet one, or 40 and 40, something like that.
Yeah.
Just to change it a little bit. Now, this is one of the rare Baker tournaments where it's actually done on a cross lane. So between you and your partner, you really got to pick what pattern you want to bowl on, because what we do is wherever you start, you bowl 2 games on it, and then
Okay.
you rotate pairs. So it's a little bit different of a doubles tournament, but I mean, it filled up and we're pretty close to full already this year, and it's not till May.
Wow. Okay.
So it's one of those ones, if you want to sign up, you like doubles tournaments. I mean, it's a tough field. We got a little bit of everybody in that, so it's another tough field. So yeah, I really like that one. And doubles tournaments, I think people like to pick themselves up for those, because even if you're bowling bad, you might as well bowl bad with somebody else. No, I'm
Yeah.
just kidding. That'd be me.
But no, I mean, for people who I guess aren't familiar with the Baker system, I mean, and even people who are, we think of it as a 5-player thing where everybody takes 2 frames. You're talking doubles, so is it just every other?
Yep, just every other. Yep.
Okay.
Somebody bowls the even frames, somebody bowls the odd frames.
Okay. And how about those 2023 champions, Hunter and Travis?
Yeah, Hunter Pame and Travis Wangren. Hunter is a friend that bowls out of New Prague. He likes to laugh at me when I golf, but he's a good kid. No, he's one of the New Prague guys. His folks own the New Strike Force bowling alley. They do. I mean, they're honestly some of the best proprietors in the state. They're just amazing people. And he goes to Whitewater. And then his partner Travis Wagner, it wasn't somebody I was really familiar with. It actually, I spelled his name wrong on the flyer when I got it out right away. And I guess they heckled him a lot at the league for that. So Julie thanked me for that. Anyways, I wasn't super familiar with him, but he's really, I mean, it's a lefty-lefty tandem too. So it's, they do a really good job of working off of each other.
Yeah.
Yep. And I think last year they beat Eric Schott and Elijah Raymond. So that was a pretty good second place team.
Yeah, for sure. And that one against Saturday, May 4th
Yep, May the 4th be with you.
Yeah. So a lot of great events. And obviously, questions are going to come up. If people want to contact you, is that email address the best way? al.sparetime@gmail.com?
That, or just send me a Facebook message. I mean, like I said, if you follow the page or you want to be my friend, go ahead, send me a friend request. I'll answer any of your questions. Otherwise, email's good too. Either one of those, get a hold of me and you can sign up.
Yeah. No, it's great to have, like I keep saying, so many tournaments in such a small span at the same center, which is really a credit to you and the staff there. So certainly best of luck as you really take on this tournament season in earnest, because I'm guessing there are a lot of excited bowlers waiting to show off their skills at Spare Time.
Yeah, I can't wait for tomorrow. I mean, it's kind of like, I mostly just run them because I just want to make my friends come hang out with me. And if I want a good bowling tournament, they do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's just good seeing people. It's good meeting new people. The energy in the building's awesome. The atmosphere in the building's awesome. And I'm grateful that people come down and support me, and us as a venue.
For sure. And if you want to do the same, again, all these events are at Sparetime Entertainment, 333 18th Street Southeast, Owatonna, Minnesota. It's a great little center there in, I guess you could call it South Central Minnesota. But like I said, an easy drive from Rochester or the Twin Cities or even Northern Iowa. to come participate in Al Houston's tournaments. No, this is a great time. Good to hear about all these events. Connor Brown saying, "Hey guys, good to see you, Connor." But yeah, I know Al will certainly appreciate the support from everybody. If you go on down and let him know you heard about it on this show. I'm sure he'd like to see that too. We'll be back at you this Tuesday, March 2nd, 7 p.m. Central. We have the great Mark Baker coming on to discuss his new video series. You've probably heard of it if you follow bowling and that stuff. He is also going to be helping us out with a little giveaway. So this would be a great one to watch live. If you don't have anything going on, that's this Tuesday, March 5th, 7 p.m. Central, right here on the channel. And if you like the shirt I'm wearing, you can get your own at the merch store. Presale bit.ly/BWTF presale, all lowercase. It is case sensitive, and that goes through St. Patrick's Day, when you can head over for the St. Patrick's Day event at Spare Time. Al, thanks again for all the time. Really appreciate it. Have a great weekend.
Yep. Hey, before I go,
yeah,
sectionals are coming up. Go St. Ambrose.
There you go. No, awesome to hear that. And, best of luck to everyone bowling this weekend and beyond. We will see you again on Tuesday. Have a good weekend, everybody.